On this episode, the crew heads back to our second home in Australia with a whole new ramp design to test out.
It almost adds a little bit more style and flow and rhythm to a show.
Then we have a couple down days where we do everything besides relax.
Oh my God, he totally just got run over.
Then finally, Crum goes down hard on the track. Although Nitro Circus started in the US, and we're proud Americans, Nitro's second home is Australia. This is where we kicked off our first ever live tour in 2010. We've done more shows here for more sold-out crowds than anywhere in the world. We've also had countless adventures, got into a bit of trouble, met lifelong friends, and seen the whole country. So when we find out we're coming back, we're pumped to have a little more fun. A bunch of us got to Australia before everyone else to screw around a little bit. With our first set of shows in Queensland, we posted up on the Gold Coast, called my old buddies the Mad Hueys. I don't know why we agreed to hang out with them. We have a love-hate relationship. They love to try to kill us, and we hate how they love to try to kill us.
This is awesome, we're on a boat with the Mad Hueys. Who are the Mad Hueys?
They're just a bunch of crazy Australians and competitive fishermen who just get loose and like to have a good time, and it turns out they're really good at it.
Didn't take long before Crum got naked, because, well, that's just what Crum does. I don't know why I got naked.
Okay, we decided to come fishing out in the ocean today in Australia, and the only thing we've caught so far is 2-inch worms.
I love these dudes because I do nothing but identify with them.
Who gave Tommy the captain hat, seriously?
Look at me. Look at me. I am the captain now.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
So what we got told was that we were going fishing. So far, Tommy's over there just launching swells in this tiny little dinghy. Crum's up front like a Mad Hatter hanging off the bow. Definitely no fishing.
Tell you what, could not have had a more productive fishing trip. We fished for 5 minutes, caught nothing, and had an awesome time.
Nitro Circus Live!
The goal of Nitro Circus media, live shows, is always to progress, to be ahead of everybody else by a mile. With the live shows, it started in Parlour where we tested for the first time the Giganta ramp and throwing down contraptions, not bicycles and skateboards, talking about contraptions that no one would ever imagine would ever jump off a ramp.
We brought the tools and the talent, put it together, let everyone play. While we play, we try to figure out the specific heights and speed needed to perform in the show through trial and error. And I do stress the word error. Nowadays, we've elevated to bag jumps, but back then, we just piled a bunch of foam cubes on top of the lander, got after it. And when we missed hard.
It's funny looking back now, because I remember thinking, this is totally safe. It wasn't. It was so sketchy, but it's what the riders had to do to figure out the ramp.
In the beginning, it was just a small group of us really trying to experiment with everything. None of us had ever rolled in on something so big like the Giganta. It wasn't that bad once I got into it, but my nerves still were a little crazy at the time. I didn't really say anything to anybody, I just came right back up to do it again because I want to land it really bad.
What most people don't understand is that when we started this thing, it was just the core Nitro guys. None of us were big air BMXers, skateboarders. We didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know how to design ramps. We just showed up and hucked it.
When we started testing and building the ramp for the tour, so many people told us you can't have a ramp of that size and that you can build one day, do a show, and take down and put in another city the next day. I don't know if it's ignorance or we're just dumb, but we refused to listen. And we just kept working and working until we came up with what is the Giganta, and it's what we use today.
The thing about the touring and entertainment business is that you can't show somebody the same thing twice. So we have to revamp and introduce new things. And in our second tour, we incorporated the loop.
When we got to Australia and saw the loop, the riders were pretty intimidated. They knew they had to step everything up for our second tour there, so the loop it was. We were very lucky to have the legend Bob Burnquist on that tour because no one had ever really hit a loop before. So he stepped right up and just really took it on and showed everyone how to do it. Our Willie followed right after him, and that kind of shows why, you know, those two guys are some of the best in the world at what they do.
Some of the contraptions like the trikes were broken out, and Jolene hit it, and the Godfrey clan, and it seemed to be like working no problem.
So Gregg sees that we're doing the loop, comes in, no practice, goes off first time, loops out, and goes from 18 feet to flat. It's exactly what you don't want to do.
At least the floor was okay. Godfrey, not so much.
Stay down, Godfrey.
Oh my God, he totally just got run over.
So the way that we progress at Nitro Circus, we get everybody into a room together. We just toss around the craziest ideas that you could possibly imagine and see what works.
We're coming up on the Australian tour, and I was thinking about something really new, really big for this tour. We had the huge Loop the Loop last time, the crowds loved it. Jared, if you had any thoughts?
I've been thinking about the slip and slide. I know we've done that out at Trav's place, and the guys seem to love it. I'm just wondering if we can bring that into the venue somehow.
I have looked at it before. The problem with it is that to do it properly, it's got to be really big, and that means tons of water. Water is the enemy of people on bikes. That amount of water, I think, will end up killing half the cast.
What if we base jump like Runner did out of the stadium?
The issue with that one, I mean, I love it if we could do it, but there's a certain minimum height these guys can jump, below which it's just too dangerous. They shoot some opening time. I had a thought that I've been sort of kicking around for about 14 years. I went to X Games my first time about 14 years ago, and the event that I liked best out of all the events at the X Games was BMX Dirt. I was thinking we could build the first ever non-dirt version of that. So build one with scaff and skate light.
Man, we had so much fun out in the ocean with the Mad Hueys that Cam, our athlete manager, set up a good old-fashioned jet ski race for us to enjoy some more time at the beach. Before we started the racing, everyone wanted to get out on the skis, you know, show off their expert skills.
Oh, see ya. Oh my God, he totally just got run over.
I partnered everyone up in a race that involves a jet ski course first and a sprint to the finish. The winning team gets $500. I thought this would be a fun thing to do before the tour started, not a win or die trying bloodbath.
Crashing that bad didn't hurt my body as much as it did my pride.
It's absolute mayhem out here. Bodies are flying everywhere. I'm surprised no one's been crushed by a jet ski. I thought for sure Trevor and I were winning this thing, but he comes into the beach claiming it like it's all over and forgets that there's still a sprint part to go, and now we freaking lost.
We don't pay attention very well. We had it in the bag and we blew it.
Getting Jolene in the final, that was kind of the last person I wanted to compete against. I mean, if there's one person here that's more competitive than I am, it's Jolene. She'll do anything. I know that they had to have had a faster ski. There's no way Jolene could have beat me by that much. And then, when she spun out, we still couldn't catch her. So coming into the final straight, she absolutely pinned it, launches up onto the beach, almost takes out Matty Mac. And I mean, who am I to talk? I almost took out a camera guy, too.
Travis is notorious for changing the rules during a competition so that he can win. Fortunately, we were not going to let him have it on this one, so that's when he resorted to tackling for cheating. Hell yeah, we won. Was it even a question? I knew he had it from the beginning.
Best strategies won!
After months and months of design work to get this thing right, the day finally came where we get to test it.
We've all come to test out the new setup for the new tour.
This new ramp is actually really sick. For me, it's a cool experience because I rollerblade and it kind of simulates dirt jumps, and I've never been able to hit them. And this is the first time I've really got that like rhythm feel, and it's so much fun.
That is a textbook execution of the perfect no-footer right there. Thank you, Ethan.
So all in all, it works pretty well. We're just going to steepen up a few of the radiuses, tighten them up, so we get a bit more pop.
Yeah.
And then I think it's job well done, perfect. We got a new setup for the tour.
Sounds good.
New setup, and had about 20 other people riding bikes on it.
I just feel a sense of like relief and just total joy about the fact that this baby that I've been thinking about for so long is going to become a reality.
So we have one more day off before we go back on tour. And a few of us want to take a couple of the guys who've never been in a wind tunnel and try it out.
You might be asking yourself, why are they wearing koala suits? We're in Australia. I ask you, why would you not be wearing koala suits?
We go to wind tunnels all the time because they help with our air awareness for skydiving, and Travis is basically obsessed with them. So anytime he can get himself into a wind tunnel, he drags us along with him. For some reason, Travis always changes wind tunnels into a mosh pit. Most of the time, the people at the tunnel don't really know what to do and start panicking because they think that we're all just gonna end up in the hospital, unaware of the fact that this is just normal Nitro Circus inside a wind tunnel.
We got one hell of a group of guys jumping in the wind tunnel today. Jed Milton, huge Maori warrior. We got Wheels in there, spina bifida. His actual size is quite compact, but robust. And we're gonna see what happens.
I've got the qualifications to make this awesome.
Oh, there you go, Jed's in. The warrior. He's one of our more coordinated people. You wouldn't know it right now. I've never seen Jed with that look on his face.
You got Jed Milton. When the air is dead and still, one of the most talented athletes in the world. But when the air has pressure, bye, talents.
He's so talented. I cannot believe he's that bad. Oh, they're taking him to the top. To the top.
I'm absolutely dumbfounded by how scared and uncomfortable Jed Milton is.
We got Wheels coming in next.
Wheels up.
He's on his own. He's on his own.
Wheels can fly.
Wheels can fly. Uh-oh. Wheels is so afraid of heights.
He's like, I'm out.
I had no idea. The Kiwi warrior can't fly and Wheels is afraid of heights. I've learned so much about my friends today.
Stay calm.
Wheels is an amazing specimen. He's a guy who claims that he's afraid of heights, but night after night, he just hucks himself 40 feet off a ramp in a wheelchair.
Dude, they're gonna take him up. He's done. Watch this.
He's swearing. He's swearing.
Let me down. Let me down. Let me down. Let me down. Let me down.
Wheels absolutely killed it. I mean, for someone that's afraid of heights, he had a perfect run. Almost perfect. As always, we have so much fun in those wind tunnels. maybe everything didn't go exactly to plan, and we almost killed a few people, but we had a hell of a time. Now it's time to get back to work. Get ready for the shows.
The majority of the athletes didn't even get to ride the Triganta until our practice time right before the show.
Three out of 10. Oh! 360 double down with the windshield wiper as the backhander.
For the BMXs, this is just like a dirt jump setup, but for all the other guys, this is a whole new ramp setup. Right now, I'm just worried that we're not where we need to be.
Somehow it always comes down to this, that we have like no time to prepare, and we're basically going straight into the show. All the BMX guys are killing it though. This is their bread and butter, and they're just throwing down. It's awesome. Us contraption guys, maybe not so much.
The problem with the contraptions is that they can't pump the transitions, so they're losing speed the whole time, and no one's making it to the final jump.
It's so exciting to have a whole new element to the show. I mean, the fans walk into a stadium that's completely full of ramps and jumps. That is priceless.
Welcome to Nitro Circus!
This is the moment. The Triganta's gonna work, or it's not.
It was a tremendous buzz for me to be in the audience on the first night when the Triganta was hit for the first time and seeing the crowd reaction. It was just a massive hit.
The Triganta worked so well, and the crowd absolutely loved it. But in our next show in Melbourne, the stadium's way smaller, which means no run out for the guys. So it's gonna get a little interesting.
That was carnage.
Everyone took a beating tonight, but they never let up and they never stopped sending it. Even without any run out, they did every big trick that they did in Brisbane.
Man, the show is going so good. The new ramp is an absolute hit. I mean, we've got a bunch of new riders in our show, and the fans are loving it. But then, disaster. One of our best, Crum, goes down hard.
If you do everything right at Nitro Circus, it's actually extremely fun. The risk is, if it goes wrong, it is extremely dangerous.
Risky, not good. Damn it. It's not good when you lose one of the trains.
In Australia, when you get hurt, the paramedics give you what's called a green whistle.
Press in and out through your nose.
Keep breathing in that whistle, buddy.
The good thing about it is it takes away your pain and sets your mind at ease. The bad thing about it is it tastes like rubber cement and makes you go kind of crazy. We got in the bus, that got in the train, that got in the boat, that got in the airplane. It was like a Matryoshka doll. That's what it felt like. That's how we got from Scandinavia to England. And totally worked.
What are you talking about?
We're gonna have to cut that off, dude. Just so they don't have to pull it off. But it's gonna hurt if they pull it off. You should cut it off, bro.
I know.
Oh, dude.
My arm, they gotta cut it off.
They're not gonna cut the arm off. They're not gonna cut your arm off, I promise.
One thing we've learned is that even when one of us goes down, the show must go on.
Now's the time to get loud! 1, 2! How's he doing?
The ramp was a huge hit, but we're all a little bummed that Crum got so hurt. So what do you do when your friends are down? You pick him up. So we're headed to the hospital to go cheer him up.
Crum dislocated his wrist. Had to get surgery right away.
Oh, dude, my man. It was so nice having everyone come visit me in the hospital. I really felt the love.
You'll be proud when two people split your jobs. They both got MVCs.
How messed up is that? The MVC is the most valuable circus member, and it's handed out each night after the show, for the athlete who just stood out the most to perform the best.
So, the two guys that replace Crum's both jobs that he does every day.
And has never got an MVC for.
He gets MVC.
I get hurt, two guys have to do my job, and they both win MVC. It's not fair.
What'd you do to, like...
Who'd you
You
piss
must
off?
have pissed off management or something.
No comment.
Man, it's so crazy to think all the wild stuff that happened this past week, and the only person to get hurt was a guy doing something he's done 1,000 times. The main thing is Crum's gonna live to fight another day. And the ramp, it was a huge success.